When are you going to get to know the game well enough to realize that the house is always going to win at this game of life? It will always win overall. The odds are stacked against you, and they know more about the game than you will ever know. No matter how smart you think you are, there are things that you'll never know about this game. So, will you continue to play it even though you know it's rigged and it's not in your favor? A lot of people are just addicted to the game, whether it be losing or whether it be just, I'm going to keep trying. I'm just going to keep on trying because I know eventually I'm going to come back on top temporarily. It's always going to end the same with you on the bottom. You're always going to believe there's this remote chance, this possibility that you're going to beat the odds and you're going to succeed. But then you have to think about, what are you succeeding in? What is your hope? Is your hope to pass this test and maybe get a better job? Or get a better house, make more money? Or succeed in some technological breakthrough? We've all been there. We've all been at this excitement point where we know it's just around the corner. It's just right there. It's like being in a casino. You know, I'm on a hot streak. I'm going to win. Say you do win. Say you win a large amount. But most people are going to keep going back for more. But they get what they want. They buy what they want. Finally, you've reached the pinnacle of your life where you've succeeded in buying this thing, whether it's a company or whether it's a sports car or a truck or whatever, or a house. You've gotten it. Well, not only did you buy that, is you bought in all the responsibilities connected with that, whether it be insurance, registration, taxes, maintenance. You bought into the whole thing. And what a lot of people fail to see until they're in the situation is there's a fine line between owning things and them owning you. And the more things that you own, the more upkeep and responsibilities are connected with them. So, do you want to spend the rest of your life working for the things that you believe that you own when they actually own you? Because that's what happens. You buy this nice, beautiful home with this huge yard, and guess what? You have to maintain it. And if you're not doing the work, you have to pay somebody else to do it. And just because you pay somebody else to do it doesn't mean they do the job that you want done. They don't work to the specifications of you just because that's the way you want it. You might spend more time managing the people that are maintaining, that you're paying to maintain things, than you do managing your life or enjoying your life. So you've got this big ass house with this big ass yard and everything, and now you're all stressed out because you're spending all your time trying to take care of it. And it could be anything. It could be a business, it could be a vehicle, it could be anything. And the more things you have, so you got the big ass house, you got the big ass truck, you got the big ass RV, you got the sports cars, and you got all this expensive furniture and antiques and all that stuff, and you also have to be concerned about the insurance and the security of it. So you're spending most of your time, and you can't always just pay somebody else to take care of it. Like I said, they won't do it the way that you want it done. So you can't be more than one place at a time. So you can't watch everything all the time. So this becomes an ownership problem, whether, like I said, whether you own the products or the products own you. So when you reach your pinnacle, the satisfaction that you feel is not anywhere near the satisfaction level that you imagined that you would have when you attain that goal. Never is. You're never that happy about it. And what do? You set your sights on the next goal with the same belief that you're going to attain some unknown level of happiness, some projected level of happiness with this next product or next goal. And guess what? It's going to turn out the exact same way as the other goals. And that's why you keep setting these goals, hoping that you're going to get this undeniable level of satisfaction that never happens. It's always projected. It's always fantasized. But somehow you never attain what you believe that you're going to get. And that's what keeps us in the game. Thinking, well, if I find a wife or I find a husband and I have a kid and we have a family, everything's going to change. And if the person really doesn't love me, I can make them love me. And this thing, if you're depending on somebody else or something for some level of happiness, then you're still on the wrong track. Now, I'm not saying happiness is our goal, but what I'm saying is happiness is something that we all connect with in order to say, well, if something is good for me, then I'm happy. Or if I attain this goal, I'm going to be happy. Because if you didn't believe that, then you wouldn't go after any goals. Because the goal may be working toward what you really want, but eventually you have some goal that you believe is going to make you happy and rich. And you think being rich is going to make you happy. So this is what we all deal with. We've all dealt with it. At some point, you have to look at what's going on and decide, where am I going to cut the cord? Where does it end? Because you will do this over and over and lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Because you get mind wipe every time, and you're going to go back to this same recycle bin of goals or objectives and working towards them. So this is what keeps us involved. You know, in the meantime, you're overwhelmed with the news and sporting events and activities and responsibilities and work and all these things that keep us highly focused on our physical lives. That's the point of us being here and focused on it, so that we don't focus on our inner selves and what's going on around us. You won't see what's outside of your bubble if you're so focused within that bubble. All you're doing is you're looking up and seeing the reflection back in the bubble, believing that's all there is. And that's what most people think. And a lot of people have wisened up to the fact that, yeah, I'm ready to get out of the game. I see what's going on, But whether or not they're willing to put themselves out there and actually follow through with something is another thing. And then there are the people who say, yeah, I'm ready to follow through, and I am following through, but it might not be something that works well, or they might be on the way. Decide where you're at. Decide what you want to do, because no matter what or how you think, it's not going to change the fact of what we're faced against. We are light energy that's surrounded by a darkness that lives off of our light, absorbs our light. That's the situation that we're in. And we were placed in this situation, in these variables of the situation in order for us to produce. We need to stay occupied. Our minds and our lives need to stay occupied within this bubble. And that's why there is turmoil, maybe a little happiness, and there's suffering, and there's going to be, you're going to go up and down. You're going to go back and forth in life. You may have some successes. Then you'll have a lot of setbacks. More setbacks than successes. So that means you're going to work harder to get to those successes because you enjoy being content and doing better and maybe happy versus being sad and feeling depressed and having to work harder because things aren't going your way. You want to make things go more your way versus not going your way. And the problem is the system is rigged to make things not go your way more than go your way. Because it knows that if it's not going your way, you're going to work harder to try to make it go your way. So it keeps you moving in that direction and staying here. It's working against you so that you work harder to stay here. And that's the simplest terms that I can really put out there for you to grasp, to help people that aren't aware to try to see, and to help people to move along that maybe can see. But here's the problem too. It keeps sucking us all back in to this because we all are exposed to different levels of manipulation that put us in situations in life where we have to do something about a situation. We have to interject. We have to put ourselves in the game to an extent in order to remain stable within our environment. Whether we're out of the game or not, we're going to be sucked in at certain times so that we can maintain our out of the game status. So you have to go within and without, back and forth. That's going to happen. So that's kind of where we're at, and looking at your situation on a constant basis to try to determine where you're at and how you can move forward that will benefit you.